Live. Welcome to the third live with Lin Tian and Hui Hui.
Good evening, my friends.
Everyone is talking. The talk of the town is the subscription fake news. Lin Tian, as a lawyer, can you give us what the legal implications of this subscription fake news?
You know, the first thing that comes to my mind is this is a criminal offense, all right? This is, it's cheating, it is fraud. A similar incident happened in Hong Kong more than a decade ago, all right? Again, there was circulation fraud, and the people involved there were arrested by the Hong Kong police and jailed. Now, let me put it this way. Certainly when SPH was a listed entity, a public listed company, the fraud took place. Yeah? So you can imagine how many people were affected by it. The thousands, the millions of shareholders. Alright? Yeah? Every one of them will have a cause of action against SPH. And honestly, I really cannot believe that in modern Singapore, where, the government goes on about how clean we are and all that, these things are taking place. And sad thing, isn't it? I mean, it shows you that we mustn't marvel at ourselves too much. At the end of the day, human weakness, human failings, and one day after SMT a few days after the SMT scandal broke, you had the Keppel corruption case. And I made a video about that yesterday, and it is shocking. It is shocking that in a case where there has been an admission of the corruption, 6 senior figures in Keppel are not being prosecuted. My friends, I have defended people in corruption cases before, and I can tell you, the CPIB pursues far harder cases, all right? Far harder cases. I said in my TikTok video, this prosecution against the 6 would have been a walk in the park, all right? I could have done it blindfolded in court. There was an admission. Yeah? And here you have CPIB giving the ridiculous excuse, there's evidentiary problems. It's transnational. We may not be able to compel certain witnesses. You know something? Don't give me all that crap. You put the 6 people in the dock and you cross-examine them. And you see how easily the evidence will come out and how the admissions themselves will convict them. Alright? So there we are.
Hui, so how much money have you collected?
So we are here today because of the AGC targeting this bank account right now, and we have collected about 4,000 out of 22,400, so we are short of about 18,500. And we are going to court on 25th January to Singapore Supreme Court at 9 a.m.
Huh? 22,400? So far, you only collected $4,000. Hey, I saw on your TikTok, you say you got 1.1 million views. Is this fake one like SPH also?
So, anyway, the thing is, you shouldn't be talking about how many views. The best is we say there are no views. Because in Singapore, they like to sue people for defamation, just like yourself. They talk about the number of views, the number of likes, number of comments, number of shares. And the government always inflate our views, saying that we have a lot of views. But do we really have a lot of views? And why are people viewing us and not paying subscription to view Straits Times? Actually, even Straits Times is free, right? Then why are people not reading it online? There are articles that are free for people to read. And why is the government pushing so much propaganda out at this moment?
Okay, a few days ago, 9-10 January, we had a parliamentary sitting. One of the things that was discussed or announced was that the ministerial pay will be reviewed soon. Okay?
Do you know that the ministerial pay the past 48 years has increased more than 5%? Whereas for average workers, the salary only increased 9 cents per hour the past 48 hours in terms of real pay. And these are only for those that are having positive real pay increase. Do you know how many workers in how many industries are having negative real pay increase? And now that the government wants me to pay money on behalf of 5 Singaporeans I've never known, I've never met before, then maybe like what a lot of people are saying, I should go to the Meet the People session, go and find out the law minister, go and ask him get me a job, and what kind of job are they getting average Singaporeans right now? Because the government like to say Singaporeans don't want to work. And a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, Singaporean girls are now ending up working as prostitutes. Because the reason why the Singapore government is opening up is to let people come to Singapore, not treat our girls as maids, but treat our girls as prostitutes. Is this the kind of society we want our Singapore future generation to be?
Okay, let me give you some numbers about minister's pay. In 1973, a junior minister, MR4 grade, okay, the starting pay, junior minister, 1973, 1 year, the whole year, was $32,500. Okay, then increase. Then by 2012, the $32,500 a year had increased to $1.7 million. But in 2012, there was a reduction, and so by 2012, it was reduced to 1 million, and now it is still 1 million. Lim Tian, you have anything to say about the ministerial pay?
I think it is ridiculous. And my friends, you know People's Voice position on this, PV, the party I lead, right? If we are in government, we will slash ministerial pay by 70%, starting with the Prime Minister's salary. And you know, the Prime Minister earns $2.2 million a year. Even after you slash it by 70%, and I have calculated, all right? He still makes about $660,000. He is still number 1 in the world, despite a 70% slash in pay. Can you believe it? Yeah? And the next highest paid leader in the world, after the Singapore Prime Minister, I believe, is the Australian Prime Minister, whose pay is $550,000. All right? So, let's have some decency. Okay? Let's have some decency. All right? Singapore is a rich country, but we are not so rich as to be able to pay our Prime Minister multiple times of what the Australians pay their leader.
Okay, since we're on the subject of pay, yesterday the news came out, no?
Hang on, we are talking about housing right now. Do you know that in 2022, 40% of Singaporeans cannot afford to pay their mortgages? And do you know that this is a large increase compared to the 30% back in 2021? So now we are in 2023. How many more Singaporeans cannot afford to pay their housing mortgages?
Okay, yesterday the news came out. Fresh poly graduates finding full-time employment jobs in 2022, 59%. Real pay increase last 15 years, 0.1% per annum.